Alright, fellas, here we're back on our Pokemon Legends ZA video. Okay, Mega Pokemon. We all love Mega Pokemon. And by the way, I'm gonna make multiple videos about Mega Pokemon because, stuff. But anyway. So, we got a lot of information to go over here. I wanted to go ahead and take a look back here at the ZA trailer with the Mega Dragonite and then talk about other potentially, maybe, probably leaked Mega Pokemon. Alright. So we go ahead, Mega Evolve Dragonite here. We know Mega Dragonite is real now. Like, people were saying it for a while. Obviously, Mega Dragonite's here. It actually is. Say what you want about the design, but I mean, it's here. That's true. Can't deny that. Let's go over some alleged leaks, likely leaks of other Mega Pokemon. Okay, I'm going to do that. So, anyone who doesn't want spoilers, bye. No big deal, right? But anyway, let's go ahead and go over here. All right. ZA Mega Evolutions. This deck contains spoilers and leaks about all the new Mega Evolutions featured in the upcoming game ZA. All artworks are fan creations based on leaked information and community interpretations. Their fan arts do not represent official designs. Okay. First one, so look at is actually Mega Dragonite here, which not accurate or like not completely accurate, right? But like the idea is there. I mean, this is the original description, I believe, featuring two angelic wings emerging from its head, replacing its original antenna. There's a blue orb positioned near the tip of its tail. Why is there two? Okay, whatever. Additional angel-like wings positioned above its arms, angel-like wings attached to its heels, like the Hermes boots from Terraria. Interestingly, the design strongly recalls Dragonair's original aesthetic, blue in color, with elegant wing-shaped ears. Interesting. Not okay, sure. Characters Dragonite loses upon Mega Evolution or upon evolution. Mega Dragonite seems to reconnect closely with its pre-evolution Dragonair, which is pretty much officially what they say. Hold on, let me pull up the ZA website for Mega Dragonite. They literally say this like as like biology. Yeah, right here. See on the official actual page here, has a distinctive Dragonair-like feature such as a pearl on its tail and wings on its head. So thanks to Mega Evolution, Dragonite can now fly faster and farther than before, right? So we actually go back here and look at Mega Dragonite and see this description. Extremely accurate. A bunch of different designs here, credit to all of them, of course. I mean, this description was accurate. The fan design was pretty close. I mean, the wings were bigger on the head. Obviously, Dragonite's regular wings still stayed. The wings were nowhere near as big on like its heels and arms and stuff like that, right? And it didn't have two pearls on its tail, but overall, pretty accurate. So all of these Mega designs are probably going to be accurate. For all of them total, we've got Cliffable, Victory Belt, Starmie, and Dragonite for Gen 1. Meganium for Alligator, Skarmmory for Generation 2. Wow, we really skipped a lot of generations. And then Mega Frostlass for Gen 4. Apparently that's it. And then Emboar, Excadrill, Crafty, Scolipede, Electros, Chandelier. Okay, yeah, that Chestnut. But like Mega Emboar, Chandelier for Gen 5. Then Chestnut, Delphox, Greninja, Pyroar, Floette, Malamar, Barbarousal, Dragali, Hulucha, and Zygarde for Gen 6. A lot of Gen 6 there, of course. And then Mega Drampa and Mega Phalanx for Gen 7 and 8. So that's a lot of Mega Evolution Pokemon. A lot of good concepts, I would imagine. Let's take a look at each individual one here. Mega Cliffable is fairy flying, has a pom-pom beret shape that starts pink and becomes white towards the top. Pom-pom is also curly cute. Has enormous wings that stretch behind it and on the side, which are very simple. Gradient from pink at the top, yellow and green at the bottom. Mega Cliffable has ears that look like snubbles with brown tips. That'd be interesting. If it is fairy flying, yeah, that's fairy flying type. That's a cool game. I think that's very, very cool for Cliffable, given that it's also like an outer space type of Pokemon, or it's meant to be. I think that's interesting. It got a type change. Victory Bell, brown vine that wraps around its mouth opening, tying it shut so it looks like a giant bulging pouch tied off with a thin opening. The leaves arms are much smaller near the top at the bulging pouch. So basically, it looks like a pouch. Like, it looks like a sack. That's really funny. That's a cool design. Mega Starmie won't change its typing, so it'll remain water psychic, and apparently it'll have longer legs that allow it to run around. It sounds goofy, but that's supposedly how it's going to be. The purple's more vibrant. This is a very... Megas oftentimes change a lot, but other times it like doesn't. I mean, we take a look at Dragonite, like yeah, it changed a good bit, but overall Dragonite still design, like core design is still very much the main factor of it, right? The idea of Starmie just growing longer legs though feels off. I feel like there's probably going to be more design to Starmie, but the longer legs were like the bigger characteristic that people noted. We'll have to see though, obviously. We went over Dragonite already, and then Mega Meganium. 4 poofy flowers around its neck so that you can't see its neck at all. Okay, you can't also see its fucking head here. Come on. Only its head is sticking out of the topmost flower. The flowers from the head to the body are red, dark pink, light pink, and white, with white highlights for the red and pink flowers, red highlights for the white flowers. The antennae are longer and have a loop near the top. It also gets fat, grass fairy, and its longer legs, flare-like pants over the white claws and feet. I think this design's a little bit goofy because it completely removed half of its head. It's like it's just barely peeking out. I think the idea is that it's just its neck. It's like a collar or something, basically. That's like a, I don't know, a turtleneck or something, right? Like it's not gonna completely submerge its head. Unlikely anyway. At least from the description, it doesn't seem to be doing that. The flower designs I think could be very, very interesting for it. It's kind of like one of those long neck dinosaurs, which makes sense. Looks like its overall body shape doesn't change too much, but it does get like some flowers around the legs to kind of go with those claws again, like that general flower shape. So it gets more dinosaur features, which is cool. Mega for Alligator seems somewhat underwhelming. Essentially, it's described as having a red head reminiscent of Totodile. Yeah. The leaker even attached a reference image to illustrate this point, implying the concept might feel a bit boring or uninspired compared to other megas we've seen. Hoodie, I would say. Imagine a red Totodile head, which, while right, boring. Water dragon with a giant crocodile head that can stand straight up from the base of its neck and then flop down, revealing down to cover its head. Okay. Against 3 red spikes on each arm and brown and bigger yellow spikes on its back. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I see it. The mask. It's literally a mask for Alligator. So yeah, pretty uninspired. I mean that from what they were giving us description wise, that sounds about right. So if they say it's boring, it could be, likely is, but you know, it could also continue to have more features. Who knows? Mega Skarmmory. On Mega Skarmmory, everything becomes larger and pointier. Everything silver becomes bright gold. It has red eyes instead of white. Horn on its head is longer, and the top half of its beak is longer. Its wings have green, black instead of red underneath the gold. Its talons are very, very long, thin like this. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So very thin and very pointy talons. With darker talons underneath the bright gold ones, it looks sleek and dangerous and is normally flying with its legs extended behind it. So it's gotten a lot more streamlined in design and like pointier, though. It's pretty hard to make Skarmory even more pointy than it already is, right? It got like slimmer and like more of a streak, like kind of like the Lotties, but a lot more dangerous. Like a weapon. That's really cool, though. That's a very fucking cool design. Becoming bright gold is an interesting change, at least. Like a Frostlass, very tall and thin. The Oni horns on its head become very long and pointed with a curve. Its hair is long and it flows down behind its head. The Yukata has blue and purple lining at the base and star designs on it, with snow cloud shape coming out of the bottom. So it's like it becomes like a genie almost, kind of like a genie design. I like the horns. This looks very cool. Very long and pointed with a curve. I think it could afford to be a little bit more pointy on the design here, like the concept, but overall, I mean, that probably is pretty accurate, I would guess. I think that's also a very good design for Mega Frostlass, if it comes to be similar to that. Mega Boar is like an ancient Chinese soldier. The fire around its head is much fancier and bigger. It has a black decoration sticking up behind its head. Okay, in one hand, it holds a spear of full fire, pointing straight up and down. Okay. So like this. That's okay. So like a fire staff, you know, sure, whatever. It's like a guard. So yeah, it's like a guard kind of. You just put an Emboar guard. That's interesting. Like a big sumo, big bulky guard type of guy. It makes me think of like, I don't know, something similar to Buccaneer from Full Metal Alchemist. That could be something. That could be interesting. I think it's a good overall design for Emboar if they do it like that or similar-ish. Mega Excadrill has a silver plate on its chest and on its shoulders. Its head and arms each become a third of a big layered shaped drill with orange outside and silver inside. When it puts its arms forward so the drills connect, you can't see its body behind the big drill shape. When it puts it, so it's fucking huge, basically. I would imagine probably even bigger than this. Like if you cannot see its body, is like that's gonna be pretty big. It seems like overall its actual innate design does not actually change too much. I could have, at least seemingly so. I guess like the plate here, I could imagine it could gain more like spikes or something though, like on the rest of its skin. Excadrill's a great Pokemon to get a Mega though. It'd be so fun to see what that does for like for what it does for it meta wise if we get like transfer of Mega Evolutions to actual like competitive Pokemon. Mega Crafty wears a white hoodie that covers its mohawk. The hoodie is open from the front, so it looks like the sleeves drape off its arms, and there's more fabric. Ribbons like more sleeves. Dropping off at the back, its pants are also white, rips across the knees that you can see the orange skin through, and orange tail peeks through the pants now instead of being covered by them. Okay, so yeah, I mean, yeah, just it gains more of like a hoodlum look, I guess. Obviously, you know, it's got its outfit design here. It can't keep its pants up. It's funny. But it covers the rest of its body here, and then but with the ripped stuff, it's more exposed. I think this could be a little bit. I think they could clean up the design a little bit on the head, maybe. But other than that, I think it does look good. Mega Scolipede. Oh, that looks sick. If that's actually similar. Very cool. Starting from the where the neck rears up, the cements. I don't know how you say that word. Replace the red color with, or I don't know how to say that word. Gray, probably. Probably gray. Keeping pink and black the same with turquoise highlights. It looks like it is wearing gray plate armor over its body with turquoise pupils and lines across its segments and behind its heads and extending up out of its horns. So it looks very cool is the big thing. So the horns are going to be a big feature for it, and like kind of like plating. Yeah, so armored with like more horns and stuff. Yeah, it looks very cool. Let's hope it's like that. Electros. As pure electric, it is hard to describe. The body becomes a straight tube line of yellow dots going all the way from eyes to end. It's interesting. Straight line of yellow dots. I feel like that's not the idea that they're going for design-wise. I think it's going to be very drastically different from this. I don't think this is a design we can exactly look at and be the same, but we'll keep reading it. Curls back at the end of the tail, which is all white. Curious. Leans forward, back over the body tube. The two arms stand out straight at either side and have become thin connectors to more white tube shapes with the body. Think Dynamo colors. The arm face forward and have no eyes. Oh my god, but the fins coming out of the top and bottom with and give up. Give up on all that. Don't know any of those words. Instead of a mouth, one arm has a gold plus set into. Okay, sure. You know what? Very hard to describe. I agree. I fucking agree. Very hard to describe. I can't even comprehend that sentence half of the way through. Yeah, I think we're going to see a drastically different design from this. I think this is more of a design we're just going to have to wait and see because it seems like they cannot describe it very well. Mega Chandelier is much fancier two-tier chandelier instead of having the two light holders coming out of the sides of the curly shapes. So like these, right? Where is it at? Yeah, each curly shape, a single huge tall light comes out of the front, probably, of each of the 4 to 5 curly shapes on the top level of the chandelier. The bottom level has 8 spokes with smaller lights. The light coming out of the top of its head has a kind of decorative crown shape surrounding it. So I mean, yeah, like pretty much like a bigger chandelier. Bottom has 8 spokes. So like you're gonna see bigger, probably surrounding spokes around the bottom of chandelier, and then smaller ones around the top, and then a big flame in the middle. It's gonna be like a chandelier that goes like lower down. It's big, and the more you get less lights as you go up, but they get and then it gets bigger to the middle one, right? That makes sense. Probably something similarish to this, but I think that the orientation of like the lights could look relatively different. Mega Chestnut now wears a crown, gains orange elements, and replaces the spikes. Okay. Replaces the spikes on its back with shields. Enhancing its regal and defensive appearance. It also has additional spikes on its back, and its cape is very textured red and splits into 2 behind its legs. So kind of like a boss, like wears a crown. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, this reminds me of like a boss enemy or something in a game. Like you fight like a bunch of guys like that probably look like, I don't know, Quilladins or Chespins, and then this guy's like their actual boss, like the final boss fight of that general area, right? So I think that's a cool design. It's a cool idea for a design. places the spikes on its back with shields. Well, there's still spikes there. So, additional spikes on its arms. Splits in two behind its legs. Yeah, I like the cape idea. I like the cape look, and the shield. It turns into like a cape shield, and then the spikes come more so out of the arms and stuff here. That looks really cool, and like the crown as well. Mega Delphox hovers while standing on her broom. Standing. Okay, well, already inaccurate. Emphasizing her enchanting witch-like aesthetic, and features 2 additional floating brooms on either side, each broom extending with flames instead of sticks. So they are basically glorified sticks in a sense, I would suppose. Oh, that's cool. I mean, Delphox Delphox definitely deserves like a cool mega, like a witch design. It definitely fits it. It's a magician Pokemon. It gains more witch aesthetics. That makes 100% makes sense. So I think anything similar to these descriptions, even if it doesn't look like this, is gonna look really cool, I would say. Mega Greninja hangs upside down from a huge shuriken, sporting a slightly darker color palette, reinforcing its stealthy ninja vibe, closely matching its in-game appearance. I think people went too close to Ash Greninja designs for this. But yeah, sure. I mean, it's gonna look cool no matter what. Darker palette, reinforcing. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have like deeper blues. Probably not black, I would imagine. They don't say. Or it's a darker palette, so not exactly darker like Greninja. Basically, it could be black then. That's interesting though. That's gonna be a cool design no matter what, really. Hello. Have a much taller mane with its design focused heavily on emphasizing its majestic hair. It looks like the mane will be the central feature, giving even more of a regal, imposing presence. Mega Embor hair looks like this. Okay. I was perfect. This is exactly how it looks in game. Bad hair day. Third drop, you've heard a lot. Okay, like okay, if this is the design, Embor's head's gonna be like, or not Embor, Pyro's head's gonna be like right here, probably, like the center of it, or like maybe like here. It's not gonna be this stupid. Oops, wow, don't break. It's like, sorry, artist, kind artist, but like this is dumb. I mean, really? Sure, man. But like, it's gonna just emphasize the hair. It seems to be a bit more. I hope that they do something else with the Embor. Like the hair being emphasized is fine, and that's what we're gonna get. That's 100% fine. But I hope they also do like try and make it external features like outside of the hair look a little bit better. Embor's got a fine design. It's just, you know, emphasize a little bit more stuff. But at the same time, we got Dragonite, right? Doesn't have to be anything crazy, of course. Nothing crazy. Mega Eternal Floette. For Mega Eternal Floette, the flower gets much bigger. Its lower body becomes a red tail that curls up to become the stem to the huge flower, which has thin loops, hollow parts. Okay. Its lower body becomes a red tail that curls up to become the stem to the huge flower. So it combines design, basically. So, like, Floette's going to lose its bottom piece, and it's going to, like, warp into the flower itself. So this is kind of, yeah, I mean, that's about what you would say, but I feel like it's going to be a bit more thick or, like, emphasized in this tiny, like, tiny stem. Maybe I'm wrong, though. But the huge flower, right? I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, something like that. It's kind of like, I think like a Venus flytrap or, like, a piranha plant or something. Okay. Malamar. Mega Malamar has finally been confirmed. Who dropped a hint? Holding huh? Oh. Mega Malamar have similar and more streamlined appearance. A hint with Malamar holding a Ozempic. It gets slimmer, right? Very thin with a rainbow body ending in a single white part at the bottom. Very thin tentacles. It's harder to describe better. So more rainbow aesthetic with thin tentacles. We'll have to see more looks of like that, of course, but I mean, I think that about does it justice. I think it'll be cool, no, at the very least. Like, it's going to take Malamar, who was very thick before, and make it just a lot slimmer. I hope it keeps contrary, by the way, or if it doesn't keep contrary, that it plays well with, like, Mega Evolving Malamar later or earlier or something. It could be fun. Anyway, Mega Barbarousal, rock fighting. Okay, it loses the water typing. That's cool. Brown becomes black and thick limbs are much thinner. The hand face is in a rock on the pose. What the fuck? Middle 2 fingers bent at the horn point. Outer 2 Facina uni. That's not like the Latin for like some type of life form or something. I don't know. Black spikes come out of the of both the upper and lower icebergs. The upper iceberg has many thin tentacle arms coming out of it at many angles. Instead of 4-finger hands, the limbs all have black 3-finger claws. Okay, sorry, that looks creepy. These look like fucking unknown. Oh my god, that looks cool, but it looks creepy as shit. That's interesting. That's an interesting concept, at least. I don't think there's too much to think about that. It seems like it's also gonna be a pretty complex design to like truly try and comprehend. I would say. Oh boy, Mega Dragali has 2 antlers from which form trident shapes. The middle spoke of the trident are purple pink orbs. Its head extends to trail off behind it in 3 long and wide pieces on each side, pink on the top with purple undersides. Okay, the kelp limbs are longer and more spindly. So, I mean, more defined head shape. Does it say anything about being, like, bigger? It doesn't seem so. The kelp limbs are longer and more spindly, so, I mean, if anything, no, not really. I mean, Dragali is a very, like, thin Pokemon. I mean, take a look. I mean, it's pretty thin shape, so it seems like it's gonna get even thinner in a sense. Or just, like, stay about the same, so nothing thicker is gonna be gained from it. But it's gonna gain, like, a bigger head shape overall. That's interesting. I like Dragali, so I hope it's cool. Mega Hawlucha wears a black wrestling mask with gold highlights. Okay, sure. With yellow feathers around its neck and gold. Neck piece, black highlights. Neck piece. The mask eyes are white and cover its eyes completely, so there are no pupils. The orange feathers on its head are longer, and the crotch feathers get a gold trim like the leg boots have. Okay, I think you did a little bit much here. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think you did a little bit much here. But I think you clean up the bottom design. This is probably about accurate, I would imagine. That's cool though. That's cool. I keep doing that shit, dude. That's annoying. Mega Zygarde. Okay. All right. Looks most like Zygarde Complete, but below the Zygarde Complete black armor surrounding the head and neck, it becomes unarmed with a completely green body. Okay, oh, so it loses the armor. That's cool. That's fucking cool. Also, I don't know why they're doing this color, because this is probably not the color. It's probably like the actual color of Zygarde's green. This is like a shiny Zygarde, if anything. With white hexagonal patterns. There are black and white hexagonal patterns on the knees. It holds a big weapon above its head. This is related to the story, which I do not think it's fun to spoil. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, we saw like we've been seeing this one go around a while, but yeah, I mean, this is really fucking cool. Like, say what you want, I think this is a very, very cool idea for a design. Even like though this is probably going to be pretty different, the simple idea of Zygarde losing a lot of its armor to then try and form like a bigger design, probably up around here for its weapon or whatever it's going to be, is going to look really sick. But I do think the green's going to be different from this. I think it's going to be the Zygarde green. Like, take a look at. Oh my god! Why? Okay, I should really stop doing that. But like we take a look at Zygarde here, it's gonna be like this green, very, very likely. This type of green here, maybe like a darker green, something like that, like because that's a very, very saturated Zygarde. But you get what I mean, right? That's gonna look cool though. Mega Drampa turns the white cumulus clouds into storm clouds. All the white is black and gray. The 4 cloud bits on the head curve up instead of drooping down. Its eyebrows look okay, that's funny. It has Viking horns and a long black goatee. It has claws raised to strike coming out of the storm clouds around its body. I think that's very cool. The idea of like Mega Drampa going from like basically like just basic clouds and stuff to going to like a storm cloud type of design, that can look very, very sick. I don't know overall about like the rest of this. Also the goatee. I think goatee would be very funny for Drampa because its whole thing is like having weird hair or whatever. A lot of it is. So like kind of going more with that, giving it a cool goatee, and then storm clouds is gonna make it look a lot cooler. And then Mega Phalanx appears inspired by a Voltron concept. It's consisting of 5 phalanx joined together to form a single powered entity. In this combined form, one arm transforms into a sword while the other becomes a shield. One arm becomes a sword while the other becomes a shield. That's 5 phalanx. That's 6. This is a 5 phalanx, 1 arm transform. Okay, I think the big thing with this is like they're going a little bit too literal with it being 5 phalanx coming together. I think it's. I mean, yeah, think about I mean, something, yeah, I mean, something like that's probably more apt, I would take a guess and say. But it's like, I think when they say 5 phalanx, I think they more so mean it's gonna be like 5 sets of eyes. I think the design of phalanx is gonna look drastically different. Like, take the sword, something similar to that, but the shield is more so what I'm talking about. Is like, its design's gonna look very, very different between all these phalanx, I would imagine. But I mean, that is cool. It's kind of like a Mega Man design. I mean, that's cool. It's like one of those like stacking enemies in a video game or whatever, like a Goomba stack or something in like a Mario and Luigi game. That's cool. Overall, I think I like this. I think overall what I'm gonna like most for design, like the design wise, I think I'm gonna like all of them for the most part, just because they all seem pretty cool. Electros, I'm pretty excited to see like how it actually looks. I don't know if that design actually does it much justice. Scolipede, Skarmmory, Frostlass, Delphox, Greninja, Dragali to an extent, Zygarde for sure. I'm very excited for those megas, especially. I think they can look very cool, and I think moderate excitement for. I think Pokemon that could look cool would be Chestnut, Chandelier, um, Excadrill, Meganium could look very cool for sure, I think. Probably Drampa as well. I think those could look pretty cool. I think those would be some pretty cool megas. So that's all good stuff. We're very excited to see that. It seems we didn't get too much related to typings. At least they didn't mention much. They say like rock fighting for Barbarousal. We got the different types for the starters, and then like fairy flying for Cliffable. We did not get complete confirmation if the typings changed for the others or if they would just stay the same. I mean, they did say that Electros stays the same, which we already knew Electros was pure electric, so it just confirms that it's already pure electric. So the rest of these are kind of up in the air. I think it'd be cool if like Scolipede gained a steel typing or something. Poison steel maybe instead of bug, or bug steel, who knows? That'd be interesting. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the leaked Mega Pokemon. See how those go, see how cool they look. I'll see you later. I hope you all enjoyed. Peace.